This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, that's on the regular, dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
We got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans. That's all it counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Boyd. Here we have Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Here for an old school regular podcast. We don't do many of these anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I mean, there's always something going on whenever you travel or one of us travel. So it's really you. You be going places. I stay my ass at the house. But yeah. So we are doing this a straight podcast. There is no stream this week. I mean, I hope you know that by now. But yeah, we are here because Rich came down for the week to Florida, and he went to AEW Dynamite in last night in Clearwater. So yeah, he already did an episode about his live experience and what it was like to see his favorite wrestler of all time, Kenny Omega, win his possibly his last major world championship in person. And the experience is on ROPW. He posted it this morning. Y'all should go there and check that out. I mean, we'll talk about that still here. So Rich, but where do you want to start? Like, there's some stuff before we get to the wrestling, but we normally do it that way. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I feel like we should start with the wrestling this week. Feels like kind of a major week. Yeah, as you mentioned, I did the video on ROPW. Basically, Kenny Omega wins the AEW World Championship from MJF in a really great match. Intense heat index out there, and these guys just put it all on the line. Like, in the building, it was the most over match by far. You could feel the I would say the level of intensity of the temperature of the room, no pun intended. It was hot as hell out there already anyway. Like, changed when it was time for that match. It was like, okay, all the fun and games are over. We just enjoyed the gauntlet. We were happy to see Willow Nightingale and everything like that, but it's something else, and it was just I made a little appearance on national television real quick, so I've kind of found that funny. But yeah, man, Kenny beats MJF for the belt, and kind of like we kind of anticipated on this show that was going to happen. And I thought it was a great match, man. What about you?
Yeah, I thought it was a great match. I haven't thought about the star rating thing, but I saw that I think you, Dan Coffin, who was out there with Jeremy Donovan from Keepin It Strong Style, also all gave it 5. So I'm not disagreeing. I just haven't thought about it. Probably give it 5. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. I thought that the story of the night that they were telling on commentary really put over the whole show, and all the matches was like, they kept repeatedly putting over how fucking hot it was out there. And being a person that literally lives less than 15 minutes from that venue and knowing what that weather was going to be like and the reason why I did not show up, I believed every second of it. I could see the sweat coming off their bodies, everybody's body that was out there. They all looked sticky and miserable. And like the exhaustion in the main event in particular really drove home that idea that like this is a different kind of element compared to the regular indoor setting. This is guys that are really at their reaching deep to the last of their reserves to be able to get through this match and to try to win. And there was a moment where the part where they're both selling their injuries throughout the match, whether it was MJF's leg or just Kenny Omega just being exhausted and grabbing water at different points. It was really memorable. Like, I think that last thing is kind of stood out. Like, the venue change was a nice touch for this. Obviously, it's Beach Break. It's a special edition of AEW Yearly, but have it outdoor, that flavor of it, that was one of the things that's a nice throwback. And I think on RLPW mentioned that this is like Daly's West. I mean, I don't think it's far west enough to be Daly's West, but like, yeah, it was definitely that same spirit of, we're in Florida. It's too hot to really be outside wrestling in the damn summer, because if it's not going to be hot as all hell and have a heat index and feel like 100 degrees, it could rain cats and dogs. You just got lucky. So, I thought that the whole night in that match in particular kind of showed how special this performance and this night was. This was a great show because, you also had Takeshita and Fletcher title match as well earlier in hotter weather. But it was It was a blast to watch because because I think there was some in AEW talk about like the amount of freedom that wrestlers have to be able to do whatever they want. But I thought it was a good touch that, like, throughout the show nobody went out into the amphitheater, like went to the crowd and did all the stuff. Like, there was obviously the sand spots throughout the match and the lifeguard chair and all that. Yeah. Sure, that happened in the first match, but the idea of like, or at least they thought about being different. Like, I did, like, we're going to go out and brawl in the crowd for the main event. I thought it was a great touch of being able to be different from the other things you saw earlier in the night. Obviously, with the weight and everything, I thought it was just a great achievement, honestly, as far as like the MJF and Omega's like thought process into doing all this extra stuff to add flair to the match and dramatics. And I thought it was a great match. And then obviously, the kick out at one is Kenny Omega does it again.
It's his, bro. Like, they brawled in my row, literally. Yeah. I had to get out the way, whatever. I didn't want to get rolled up on or nothing like that out there. I was like, nah. But yeah, it was, it just felt like a match to where, like, I don't think it was the biggest, like, moves match or anything like that. I don't think it was like, something that's like touching, like, the main event we just saw the other week or whatever with Swerve and Ospreay. But
different match.
Totally different kind of match, but this was like I love how they laid it out, and I think MJF was like probably at the top of his game. Honestly, I saw some criticism for what he did in the match, and I was like, I don't really see what to really be too upset with him about. But Kenny was like,
I agree with you.
Like, Kenny was in godlike mode. Like, he's hit like. I always talk about the final frontier and then like people living and dying with you. Like, he's had that in spades for years. And I think he's like we were passing the videos around. We saw people like women hugging the television. I watched.
I ain't never seen no shit like that for no wrestling.
Bro, I was watching Lyric's whole stream with Danny. She was crying the whole stream, explaining how happy she was like about this, and like, it was like a whole, like, I was like watching it like as a, I had a guy behind me that was really annoying, yelling for MJF the whole time. It was just him, so it was like whatever. And then the whole section was going for Kenny. So like, as the match is like it's building and building and building, I'm cranking up slightly more. It's a lesser version of you remember that Colts. And
I know what you're talking about. I'll say so. This is an insider for those that listen to the show. We're just playing these, but this one I'll explain to you. It was the famous Sunday night football game between the Colts and the Patriots in Indianapolis, and I think it's 2010 because Brady had came back, or 2009. Brady was back, and that's the game when it went forward when the Patriots went forward on 4th and 2 game. They didn't get it. When the Patriots up heavy because Randy Moss went nuts in the first half, and then they ended up missing it. And basically, we were in I think we're Buffalo Wild Wings, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're in Buffalo Wild Wings, and some dude is a Patriots fan talking crazy shit to Rich, because Rich is a Colts fan, Peyton Manning fan, and the dude is talking crazy shit. And then didn't he say something along the lines of like God couldn't save the
he's like even God couldn't help the Colts.
Yeah, God couldn't save the Colts. And then when they failed on 4th and 1, Rich took off like.
So there was a little bit of that energy like for me and then when the 3 count, Buddy just hit it. He didn't even stick around. It was funny as shit. But nah, man, this was just a match. It just made, I think, so many people so happy, and I think Kenny went to a level to like I'm almost scared of how popular he feels right now.
So I wouldn't be afraid of it. I think the thing for me is that like as a person that I think the 3 greatest matches I've ever seen all have Kenny Omega in them. I think the Omega Okada 1, Omega Okada 4, and the Naito G1 final for me. The Naito one in 2017. Like those are the 3. I think those are the 3 best matches I've ever seen. Those all involve Kenny Omega. He's somebody that I think is an all-time wrestler, and the lack of respect I've seen from him over the years, I find to be bewildering and a low-key sign of trolling / low intelligence or lack of media literacy. But outside of that, like I'm a fan of his. I'm not that's one of my guys, right?
Yeah.
But in this particular instance, like if you haven't listened to One Nation Radio throughout the years. And my frustration with what happens when the company gets in issues is always, hey man, it's called Elite Wrestling for a reason. And like whether it was me complaining about the Hangman stuff in the middle of last year or the end of last year when people were saying like his title reign isn't setting the world on fire, and then he loses the title, and now he can't challenge for the title unless he's turns heel and goes back on his word. I hate all that. When the Young Bucks don't get utilized, when they have to do the big JOB in the Staples Center for their one half of their rivalry with FTR, and they're not gonna get no return in a situation like that in theory it's North Carolina and shit like that. It's like, well, why do Elite have to be so giving all this time? And it's like, this company does not exist if not for this particular group of wrestlers in hitting at the right place in the right time, having the right talent to change, to make people gravitate to this in large mass for all in Chicago 2018 to happen, right? Like, so my frustration when they don't do that is like, hey man, when this is your North Star. If ever you fuck it up, Tony Khan, whoever's back there, you should always be looking back to these guys to guide you back to safety. And I think it's been flat out acceptable. And Richie heard me say this, like, why they did not capitalize at the beginning of this promotion as a babyface title reign for Kenny Omega. His title reign he got was as a heel to obviously put over Adam Page at the end, but it was like, okay, are we just never going to get this? And if the lightest thing happened, it was like, okay, I guess he's a luxury wrestler. He still can have performances that have the best match of the year in a year, but like they're never going to get behind him in that way. And then like lo and behold, we're here now, and it's like, well, damn, like, don't this feel good? I'm looking at all the praise and how everybody's reacting on Twitter, a fucking toxic hellscape, and literally 99% of it is, this feels good. This feels like what this should have been at some point or a lot earlier. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I feel like I'm being seen and heard for the first time doing this podcast. Or one, in a way, it's like, I do this show with you, but like, I'm not rich. I'm not a super fan of this dude, but I respect how this dude is an all-time wrestler, and he did not capitalize on this, and it drove me nuts. So yes, I'm super happy for this because he's one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen in my life. And this is where the best wrestler. Why was this not the top of the card for longer? Yeah,
it's been a journey on and off screen, I would say, for Kenny Omega. This is like never really known as a guy to really advocate for himself. Things I've learned. And that was part of my very generous.
And that's a big part of my frustration was like, all right, this is being done wrong. So is it Tony Khan? Is it management, the booker, or is it him not knowing how to adjust to America? Because I see that dude had people in a second language living and dying with him. how can you not port this into his first language? I don't get it. Does not compute. Don't make sense to me. It makes me feel dumb that am I crazy? What's happening? But go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
Well, yeah, man. Like it just like it became this thing that like I think a lot of people gave up on after a while and was just like, it's almost like we'll always love Big Papa. It's like we'll always love Big Kenny, but like, is it are we gonna be able to like have him reciprocated with like him being on top, him being the champion, him being in a main event position at like, one of these super shows, and it feel like he's a part of the fabric of the company, because for so long he just felt like an interloper of something else that was going on in the company. And it was like, yo, man, like people showed up and flew around the world to watch this guy, and like only sometimes has it felt like that brilliance has shined through in AEW. This is one of the nights where it did, I think. It was like, no, this ain't the first time I traveled for a Kenny Omega match to see it. And like,
right.
Just this year I'm 2 for 2 on those. But it felt like, yes, this is what it should have been. The wait, maybe like it was agonizing to wait for it, but like you can see that it feels like we were right the whole time. Like they put it on them, and it's not no bullshit. It's not no gold watch rain. It's not no,
take a pay cut rain.
Yeah, it's not no shit like that. It's not like, hey man, he's some nostalgia act. I've seen, just a couple people try to get that off, but it's like, no, bro.
Is that
like,
Samoa Joe title reign in AEW?
No, like this guy is like he's him, bro. And when he goes to Wembley, he's getting cheered. Like,
as he should. I mean, it's a babyface matchup. Like, you're supposed to, the point of these is you're supposed to pick a side, or you're supposed to agonize over and have doubt about whichever guy you want to win more for whatever reason. Like, otherwise, you may as well just make one of them the bad guy and root for the other one then.
Yeah, man. Like, it's, look, I didn't know it was going to happen in Clearwater, Florida, of all places, James. Yeah. On a really episode weird. Of Dynamite.
Who would have thought they would have ever came to Clearwater in particular? I don't know. Right. I don't know if you noticed this, but like the way the advertising was for this, it was a tourism promotion. Like it was St. Pete Clearwater. That's what it's pronounced. Yeah. Like St. Pete. Okay. For those that don't know, Tampa Bay area, when people talk about Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Bucks, there's a city of Tampa. There's a city of Tampa, and there's a city of St. Pete, and it's almost like it doesn't follow the demographics racially of San Francisco, Oakland, but it's like we have two big cities, and one's on and there's a peninsula, right? So you have the biggest city, Tampa, and then there's 3 bridges that connect Tampa to St. Petersburg, and then like just north of St. Pete is Clearwater, a city of 70,000 people. So like amongst all that, like the Blue Jays, the Rays before their stadium got fucked up from the hurricane a couple years ago, like they played in St. Petersburg. Like when they had the Final Four here in 1999, it was in St. Petersburg. Like these are cities that are basically
the Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome is the Thunderdome for WWE fans. Yeah. So I totally forgot about that. Look, God smited that building. Anyway, so but yeah, like that is the situation. Like there's two pretty big cities. And because there's pretty big cities, we have a gigantic metropolitan area where like 2 counties have over 1 million people in them. So like Clearwater is literally like just north of St. Petersburg. Like I live in an even smaller town. So it's just crazy that like this happened here.
Yeah,
this happened here.
And this is I said this in RPW too. I was like, this is an area that like I think AEW should try to compete in, because it's like this is a historic wrestling area, like Tampa Bay area, and you should not cede this to WWE just to have and to hold forever. Like you can run shows pretty consistent. Like there's a lot of different mid-sized venues. Like there's indoor stuff, there's outdoor stuff everywhere, like around here, and it's just like you can hole up here during like summers and do some stuff like this. Like I think and then, to flip it to the MJF side, he comes off it, and presumably, it was Ospreay and Omega, and MJF, I don't know what the cards hold for MJF at this point. I've seen a lot of people trying to throw different three-way scenarios. I don't want to hear nothing about no three-ways unless it's in pornography, brother.
Wow.
Just keep going. I have no pause this week, but
go ahead. You continue. You finish. You finish your thought. You finish your thought, Rich. Go ahead.
Exactly. Yes. So like, I don't know what MJF does from here, and this is such a definitive loss, unlike a lot of his losses. I called this people were immediately asking, was this a fake job? Because the Ospreay thing. I think this is a real job because Ospreay didn't technically like really interfere. They gave us the long match.
The only interference happened. There's not even interference. Is this guy was going to use a ring to cheat, and a guy that wasn't a ref is a person that disringed him.
Yeah.
And if anything, it immediately led to, low blow from MJF to Kenny Omega, then a belt shot from MJF to Kenny Omega for the kick out at 1. So, like, if anything.
Yeah. So this gets 100% credit for me as a clean job here. And, like, when I say put someone over the real way, this is the real way. Like, middle of the ring, finishing move, 1, 2, 3, good length match. Definitive winner. And it was
he got no visual pins.
Right.
There was no visual pin for either one of them. It was the only visual pin was literally the only pin of the match.
Yeah.
Or the final fall is what I mean to say. Sorry, but yeah.
I thought that Poison Rana he countered Kenny was awesome. I called it out as he did it.
Did you see have you rewatched it?
I have not seen the TV copy because YouTube TV did not record it.
This is another part I'm talking about with the selling of this match. Bro, it was brutal. It looked like he landed straight on his shit. Like, this was worse than any of them Ospreay Tiger drivers. It was basically like the Tiger, he took a Tiger driver except off the second rope. That's what it looked like, the way he landed. It was brutal. Yeah, man, like, this is an excellent match. Like, when people talk about Kenny Omega and, like, whatever their thing is, this isn't, like, a thing of, like, last few years. This kind of has died down post-pandemic, but, like, when people would doubt his excellence or him being an all-time guy, they would say stuff that don't make no sense, like, that make no damn sense, like, his psychology and the way he sells. Like, nah, man, he sold that shit. Like, he sold throughout that whole entire night, like, $1 million. So, and there's another example, and there's a reason why that shit died down 5 years ago, basically.
Yeah. This is
because the like dude has lost so many. This ain't no Kota Ibushi DDT match.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
and almost like it's like Omega and Okada are the guys that are kind of still left standing from the Ishii. From like, the golden era, like Naito's a shell of himself, and Noah now, Tanahashi's retired.
Yep.
Ibushi's, shell of himself
Shibata's
at this point.
Semi-retired.
Shibata, having basically like, he's in a unit. He's way down the card, not really factored in.
Right, like no one's asking. Like if he has a 4-star match, that's like, oh great, that's awesome. We're not asking you to do that at this point in your career no more. We're not asking you to go out here and have a match of the night anymore. We ask you to come out here and just be solid because we remember what you were. And we have a blast still watching you do your thing.
And it's like, as much as I love who Kenny Omega was, I'm just enjoying as much of who he is right now. And
yeah, that's the thing, like, about this match. But I mean, like, difference, like, this is some laser fireworks. I used to be a junior. I just got promoted to heavyweight 2016 shit from him right now. This is like, I am a all-time wrestler, and like there are tools in the toolbox that are being removed from me physically because of all the the stuff with diverticulitis and aging and all the issues that come with traveling this road. But I can still tap in and engage you emotionally on a level because I always had these other skills and people never gave me the credit about that. Like, that's going to be the thing as like the next decade happens with Ospreay, where people will have to come off their grip with, he's just, he's a fucking video game. He's a video game wrestler that people hate the most after he took the mantle from Omega, right? Yeah. Like, it's like, okay, man, if you don't think that dude can do all the styles, I would suggest you watch that Michael Oku match from Rev Pro a few years ago.
Yep.
He can do it. And I'm gonna find so much delight in as he does less and less shit, and he already does less shit compared to after, but then before that neck surgery. As more and more stuff gets taken away and more things are less available to him, he's gonna have that solid base and foundation that he has in his match that people don't give him enough credit for. And Omega's was literally like, in a way. Like, I've always viewed, like, the LeBron Kobe thing through the eyes of, I saw Kobe and he had all these benchmarks as the first, like, wing to come out of high school and was a legendary player in my lifetime. And I watched LeBron through all the benchmarks of comparison to Kobe and be like, okay, he's ahead of him at these ages, right? Mm-hmm. So, literally, all the stuff we went through having to defend Omega from idiots is literally like, I've already have the experience of my guiding star for all this stuff is Kenny Omega aging, and now I'm just watching how Ospreay's handling this. Yeah, obviously with more scrutiny because like he's not doing it in Japan, and Dave Meltzer is the only person that's screaming out in the wilderness that this dude's fucking incredible that people pay attention to. And like, obviously, internet bigger. Like, we have AEW now. He's on your television if you pay for a cable subscription every single week, basically. And now we get to see it. And so there's more people resistant to this. And it's like, okay, man, you can say this. He's already... Kenny Omega... or Ospreay, like Kenny Omega has, like he's already inspired the upcoming generation of wrestlers. So when you say this shit, like just know, you talking about him the same way that people were talking about Shawn Michaels, the people were talking about Harley Race, people were talking about Ric Flair, is like, or Steamboat. You are getting lost. Like, this dude is a living legend, or these guys, both of them are living legends, and at some point, we're going to reach that point where people look around, and ain't going to be nobody but you, and you'll be the last one in the boat, and you'll look like a damn dummy on that drowning boat. So, that's my major enjoyment of, like, right now with Kenny Omega having this kind of match, because it's like, 10 years ago, people were saying he couldn't wrestle like this, and I was like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
5 years ago, people were saying he couldn't wrestle like this, and we knew that was bullshit. For me, it's just more vindication of like, people can't get outside of looking through what they see as only one way. There's multiple ways to do this.
Yeah. And all he does is like find different ways to ultimately end up at the same destination. Like just as much as he would blow our minds with like the athleticism, the striking, and then just the dexterity and like the violence and like his speed and direction, like his velocity of angles and just how he moved around the ring. Now it's like he's a fucking warrior in the ring, like, and he's been through something, an illness that almost took his life, and then like I think he's one of the most inspirational wrestlers. Like 2026 Kenny Omega is like a vintage wine, right? It's like, yeah, this is one of the most inspirational pieces of wine that are out, boxes of wine you can ever have. It's the 2026 Kenny Omega version. Like, nah, man, like it is just like he's everything I ever thought he was and more almost at this point. And for me, it's just like, I don't even say it's not exciting to do it, but man, the times I get to just like puff my chest out and be like, this is my fucking guy. Oh man, it just makes me so happy and fulfilled, like for like just investing early, quote unquote, in this and believing, like, and it takes two in there, and MJF was awesome in this too. I don't want him to get lost. I know, and in these Kenny Omega matches, it's hard to not talk about Kenny Omega. Yeah, so.
Yeah. I mean, but there's not okay. So there is stuff to say about MJF in this match, and like for me, it was like he wrestled a match that is like I think a perfect balance of what both of them are trying to accomplish at this day and age. Like, MJF at this point between these two guys, if you ask what's more their sensibilities in 2026 for pro wrestling, like, honestly, MJF is the more of the stereotypically indie-rific guy. Like, you're more likely to see him do multiple variations and high impact, high spots than Omega is at this point in time. And that was the thing about, like, this match is when Omega took that reverse run off the middle rope, I was like, Damn, I can't remember last time he took some super crazy, reckless bump like he's 30 in a while. I can't remember. There's probably one I'm just forgetting of in this year. I can't remember it. So, I don't know, you can say the vertebreaker for the heel turn for Swerve, right? You can say that's a crazy
through
spot,
the table,
sure. Sure. But it's like he's more reserved. MJF is the guy, but MJF's the heel. He's making his work. Because people, I mean, obviously it takes two to tango, and MJF knows he's in there with a dude that people will desperately want to see win his title again. And he's held up his end of the bargain. Like, this year silenced a lot of the stuff I've had with issues with him for in the ring stuff. Like, he's still going to do his fuck shit with the ring, and for time to he's still going to be very focused on like not doing real jobs. But like, I'm glad to know that like when it's an appropriate time and place, he will do the real job. Yeah. We lost, it felt like for a while, like, he's getting better, but it's still this last missing piece of like, is he really going to do business the right, real way without acting like, he's doing favors for other people as opposed to be like, nah, man, this is a program where two people are awesome, and sometimes it's time for you to go up, and sometimes it's time for you to go down. So yeah, at least with the Kenny Omega thing, with the 3 matches we've got out of him, and like he clearly shows he respects Kenny Omega unlike other wrestlers.
Yeah.
So he's got at least that in his cap for him. Now it just comes down to like, all right, how are we gonna handle the rest of the wrestlers besides Kenny Omega?
He comes off as somebody that really is invested and cares about what he's doing this year. Wrestled a lot of different guys, different styles.
Learn lessons too.
Yeah.
Compared to that title reign in 2023.
Yeah, like, and there's stuff that I feel like they're clearly dropping breadcrumbs that he may not be done with this belt. In this year, that Ospreay brawl during the whole thing was a flashing sign for me of something the second half of the year.
It's not done, and also they were trying to throw you off the scent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think was a clever angle.
Yep.
But yeah, for me, it's flashing that they're going to work together in the second half of the year. We'll see how it goes. It was mixed kind of results the first time. I didn't like their first match as much. I liked the Wembley match more, but
you didn't like that damn near hour long match, but you still admitted it was a great match. It just wasn't some all timer. I
think it was nuts because I think Dave gave that 5.75, and then
really?
I just thought they did too much. Like
I gave it 5, and I remember you were like, it's insistent upon itself. I won't give it 5, but you were like, over 5, over 4.5 though. But like I him and Ospreay, I mean, they have great matches together. That's not the problem. The problem is like, okay, can you guys not overstep boundaries outside of kayfabe? Like, can we get MJF to play nice with his contemporaries? Like, he does a really good job narratively of framing what his heel insecurities, like who are really threats to him, right? Mm-hmm. And who are people that aren't. And, a couple years ago when he was doing the whole, like, hey man, like I got surpassed by the big three of Ospreay and Swerve and Paige, like that was a real thing of like him, at least narratively being like, he at least sees what people want. Now,
absolutely,
can he get the program? Can he get the programs in the ring and rebuild trust after doing that shit he did to Swerve and Paige and Joe on that one promo where they didn't have they couldn't defend themselves, and Swerve called Swerve Diddy. Like that's another thing. But yeah, man,
there's a lot of bridges to be crossed, I think, and a lot of stuff.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll when the day comes ever. But yeah, like I think as long as people are willing to maybe take a couple of steps towards each other and not away from each other, I think anything is possible. So
communication is key.
Yeah, and
it's a tale as old time. Like workers end up working themselves.
Yeah, look, they have the chance to have just take the Attack of the Next Generation guys, and then you throw MJF on there. Like you take that foursome of guys, right? And that's before you add in Fletcher, Takeshita, Kevin Knight, and all those guys, right?
Yeah.
And then you still got Kenny, Moxley, fucking Ciampa and like the embarrassment of riches, right?
Yeah.
But if you got those fucking 4 guys, right, and they can find a way to like, you know, work with each other, all kind of like
work with each other, work with people underneath them, like that's
and find a way to give and enhance each other. Like it's
I mean, look, that ain't an issue for looking at the track record, that ain't an issue for 3 of them. It's an issue for 1 of them.
I just think it's like there's something on. There's a special.
It's all about trust,
right?
All about trust.
Like, there's an opportunity for something to be so great, and it's like I just hope Tony Khan sees it, like, and he's able to be like to round it into form and not let it get out of control. And I just hope all the guys, I hope all the good things for all of them. And look, 3-time champion for MJF. I'm sure he's got a 4th in him at this point. And how he worked 2026, I don't have half of the reservations that I did coming into 2026 with MJF.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the front runner for Flair Thez right now.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes, because man, like, we'll see what happens with All In, and we'll see what happens with Redemption and then pay-per-views to come. But like, you look, this belt gets put on Ospreay, you know what's about to happen in the second half of this year.
Yeah.
Like, Ospreay's been building towards trying to have an all-time babyface top title run since 2021?
Mm-hmm.
And AEW is a place where he came over to do it, because he could have did it in New Japan. And he's over here now. And the dude's the greatest pay-per-view wrestler of all time already, and we about to get him in the main events consistently, or you would assume. So, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay, like, that is a match that will attract viewers. It's one of those matches where we talked about it like on the show 3 weeks ago, where it's like, if you noticed the match, why the fuck have you told people that this is the match and y'all need to get y'all shit in order to travel and do all this to the other hemisphere to come watch it?
Yeah, I'm kind of, I probably would have been able to pull it off. I don't think I'd be able to pull it off now. I had Wembley, so.
Look, I had plans all year, because I saw where it was headed. Because it was last year's Owen final was him losing Paige. It's a well booked company. They're doing it the right way. It's supposed to be predictable in that way, right? Yeah. And you build anticipation by having someone go the long route. And look, Ospreay won this title and All In. He's been with the company for 3 years. Like, the last time we've had somebody that me and Rich like talked about, were like, this person had a person they knew was the one they wanted to add this up there, and they had the patience and then waited 3 years. It was Julian Stardom.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, man, like I'm excited for what this match could be, and I had saved up money. I had saved up and had plans to go, and then like, as the way the TV was going, I was like, man, it's gonna be MJF in this. And no disrespect to MJF, but I saw what you did in Wembley when your one shot a couple years ago in 2023. And look, man, great match, hated it. Great match, hated it. Technically a great match. I will never watch it again unless I'm forced to. So yeah, like that, and obviously that's the MJF that we were talking about as far as having concerns, and what he's done this year should lower those concerns. But at the same time, it's like, I know what you got on the table. Like, you were teasing. Look, Tony Khan showcased Will Ospreay in the summer of 22 in AEW in trios action against Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks to sell a Wrestle Kingdom match that I just happened to be in Japan for and saw, and it so far is the front runner for match of the decade in Pro Wrestling Worldwide of the 2020s. He shows up. Time passes, he ends up in AEW, he fulfills his obligations in New Japan, he comes over here and hits the ground running insanely in AEW, And he does the top jobs left and right to all these guys, has great programs, all these guys, help, in a time of need for Fletcher when he could have just been put on ice as a tag team guy going solo because of Mark Davis injuries. He helps elevate them and has that program, and they have some killer matches and elevates helps elevate Kyle Fletcher into this guy like a future world champion, future multi-millionaire in the business. Does the stuff with Swerve, does stuff with Hangman Page last year that was awesome. And he has a neck injury and it's like, all right, he's back. And it looks like we headed towards what could have been last year, but held off because ultimately it's the right thing to do with the Page storyline. And now we're here. Now that Adam Page was that life force for a lot of fans and he's failed in storyline, the next person up is Will Ospreay. And he's tempted at changing things, and he's at that 11th hour. He has some doubts because he's failed, but he's in the main event. And he's in there against a guy that he hated 3 years ago, and over the last 2 years, basically has grown to get rid of the distrust and disrespect all over the callous stuff with a guy that he tagged with, and they went their separate ways because they were doing whatever, but they never had any disagreements. They just went their separate ways, but that love still there. That's the storyline. And they have built this for Will Ospreay. So
and they started it in the fucking doctor's office right after Dynasty with both of those guys parallel in defeat or whatever, major setback defeats. Yes. I'm very into the Ospreay Omega part of it. I think they're gonna give us a story we will all embrace and remember and ultimately kind of choose sides on. And then come to appreciate and whatever happens, because I think at this point you can probably talk yourself into anything at this point. I think especially conventional wisdom says Will's gonna win, but what if they Tetsuya Naito this nigga, bro? I don't know.
Well, let's see. This would be his WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom 12. Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah.
Why not? It could happen. I would say don't wait 2 years like they did with Naito, and then Naito, he aged in dog years. He aged like Dwayne Wade in the early 2010s.
Oh man, Dwayne Wade knees are Tetsuya Naito's.
Well, given if we're going relative to profession, it can't be Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade would probably have to still be wrestling, wouldn't he? Or still be playing basketball, wouldn't he?
That's true.
Over in China or some shit, Naito and Noah. Bro, I saw someone show some highlights of his shit in Noah from recently, and I was like, man, they treat him like he is special, like he a sick kid.
Do you need some money?
It's okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, but that's Kenny wins the belt and all's right in the world. Oh man, love it, happy.
They've set the stage for them to literally given the
redemption,
given the arena, given the amount, given what's been invested from the build up that I described to where they are now, they've given Tony Khan's provided and AEW has provided a platform for Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay to top what they did in the Tokyo Dome 3 years ago, which is fucking nuts. I don't know if they can get that violent, but the emotion will be definitely deeper than then. That was just flat out, I hate you because I'm the guy and you used to be the guy, or I'm still the guy and you think you the guy. That was real simple. Yeah. This is, we've gotten past that. We've become friends. I have felt vulnerable enough to say that you were really, all that stuff was literally because you inspired me, but it's the masculine spirit, the bravado and all that stuff of, saying I'm that nigga, you not no more. Or I'm still that nigga, you not ready yet. And now they've even gotten past that shade of, hey man, you did inspire me. And then
you might be that nigga, but I'll always be that nigga.
And then from Omega side, I was like, hey man, you did it, congratulations. And I don't know if I can do it again. And then, literally, he was ready to quit. And then Ospreay tells him, don't give up. Don't let go of the rope. And literally, him not letting go of the rope is why he's a champion again. Like, this is real. Or not real, but you know, like, this is more emotional than you expect in your typical pro wrestling. Like, these people are formed people that in a real relationship. And now they're going to have to throw down. Like, this is what, when we talk about the difference between the MJF Wembley match with him and Adam Cole, and this is why the bro Chacho shit, why I found it entertaining, but ultimately it was like, it's very,
it's like, I didn't believe the connection. I didn't believe the connection between the two guys.
Because it's played for goofs. It's played for goofs and insecurities around MJF with his fake, like, kayfabe, whatever conditioning he called it or whatever else. Like, these are two relatable human beings that have gone up and around this globe to be the best, and they've been in each other's path before, and they have reconciled that, and they have grown a bond over the part where they're the two best, probably, and now they're in each other's way again. And it's gonna hurt to have to put the other one away. Whoever wins. It's costing either whoever wins something in this, possibly.
Yeah.
This is more in depth than that Brochacho shit was. This is what AEW is built on with the Elite and Adam Page. The swerve in Adam Page and Ospreay stuff last year about saying, hey man, Swerve, you got to put this shit aside. Death Riders out here ruining this company, or they're taking this company in the direction that we don't believe. Like, it ain't necessarily survival of the fittest. It's everybody deserves a shot at this, and like, they're doing this in the wrong way, and somebody has to stop them, and the person that stopped it, you might not like it, Swerve, but it's that guy. It's his time to stop this. And we don't know if we'll ever have another shot at this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving where we're headed, and I'm glad we are off the path from where it was like, when are we going to get to what is the actually emotional driving force for whatever's happening in Wembley? They've been building it slowly, and that's why I wasn't ready to throw it all out. But like, even now, the Moxley part is interesting to me, and it has been about a week or two now. So yeah, like, I'm ready.
I'm trying to think about redemption, and I really feel, agendas aside, because I always have that. But
you talking about agendas earlier in the week, so go ahead.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. What's a match that we don't need no build for, James? What's a match that is a immediate match, a return match, if that? What's a match that we never really heard Kenny Omega have no answers for? What's his greatest rival in his career? What's his greatest rival doing right now? He's just chilling. If you are going to take the presumed title win from Canada and you want to have something else there, I feel like Okada Omega 6 should be at Redemption. And I don't know if they have a better idea in the office than this.
Sure.
But I'm led to believe that they do not. So it's...
Yeah, man.
For me, it's a slam dunk layup. And
I bet it is. I bet it is for you.
Oh my God!
Would you also like after the Omega wins, would you also like another match on Dynamite before, or 2 weeks for Dynamite, so he can win again? Would you like that too?
Someone actually had an idea for me to add on to it. The next time they do it, it should be in Japan, like the 7th match.
Well, here's the thing, right? You said that, like, they need to do this match or whatever else because Kenny Omega get a big win over Okada in his home country. It's like, oh, that's nice. So we can do the first 4 matches in Japan, and Okada can go out here and be 1-2-1, right? But when it's the only time they can do it in Canada, we got to get that big win for Kenny Omega, huh? Fuck out of here. You nasty, and you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Nah.
It's...
Now, if you want to talk about a real rivalry, if you want to talk about a real AEW rivalry that has a Kenny Omega behind on it, like, you could. I mean, you want to do all the involvement stuff with Moxley? You could sell the Moxley redemption match. He has the advantage on him. Isn't he up one?
I saw. I heard you float this, or you texted it to me, and
last night. Yeah,
I don't know the exact record between. I think they've had 4 matches, but
and I think Moxie's won 2 of them. He won the cage match. And he won the full gear match, right?
Cage match, and he won the full gear match. Kenny won the
it's 2-2
title change.
It's 2-2.
Okay.
The title change at Winter is coming, and then the and then the dud
exploding.
match. The exploding dud match. Yeah,
I would rank that behind the Okada match personally. For me, it would be like, okay, if you beat Jon Moxley right now in his role and whatever the Ospreay thing is, it's like you put him. It seems like he's in the dominant position, right?
I would say it would give Ospreay a reason to kind of have some doubt and mistrust in his relationship with Kenny Omega. That's why I suggest, because it's floating around these 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel like if it's in service of the story, that adds intrigue.
I just don't know, because like he's got the Continental belt, and then like if you beat him, I feel like that weakens Moxley. For
Ospreay in the back half of the year, you mean?
Yeah, whenever that is, and it's like. I don't know. Like, so I feel like taking the route, especially on a short build, like someone like Okada and Omega, for all the obvious reasons, like it would work. And maybe as a left field thing, like something else, him versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Could be Ciampa, could be Fletcher. I think they're gonna get to Fletcher and Knight at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of people along this way, like during the course of this, over the last like around a year with Kenny Omega, like who they've had stuff with. Like, did Omega ever get his win back from Andrade from earlier in the year during the tournament?
No, but there is a huge show in Mexico coming. Okay,
so there is that, and we were thinking it could be MJF, but it could just easily be Omega. Omega gets the win back or whatever else, and they can do MJF later with Andrade.
Could do that. Could do Bandito there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the only other option, like if say, hey, you know what, we're gonna not do a title match, like then you do a super. Trios match or like super tag team match, and do like, remember at Punk's Collision where people talking about, oh yeah, these are all Japan, style.
Oh, Holy Demon Army matches.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, man, send the fucking Young Bucks out there with Kenny, do Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay, and pick a Death Rider. Like, and then
have be Claudio.
Yeah. And Claudio, and then
or Shaughnessy or whatever Sheamus's indie name was.
Fucking
Ospreay in the bar.
Send them out there and be like, y'all niggas have 40 minutes, and this is y'all chance to have a fucking main event trios match, and it's a road to, it's a preview match, it's a standoff. You can do a bunch of different angles in it.
And it's funny because like literally, like they did that with Omega and Ospreay on opposite sides when they did Omega and the Young Bucks versus Ozzy Open and Ospreay back in 2022 in that summer.
Bingo.
Right. And that's what I'm talking about. Like the whole, like this has been over a 3-year goal for or plan for like Tony Khan / AEW to sign and get Will Ospreay to a Wembley main event. They've been working on it for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Like this is part of us talking about this over the time. Where it's like, hey man, the recruitment for and red carpet rollout for Will Ospreay was different from that of Jay White.
Yeah.
They liked Jay White. They loved Will Ospreay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like this all been playing in between all these parties. Like they have been circling a date that they were going to get these guys in the AEW biggest event of the year, biggest arena that they have that year, and do it, and they're here. And the only problem with it is you wish they would have done it at Dynasty or whatever else, but we here now.
Yeah, man. So I guess we should move on to the other title change this week. Big CM wins the WWE Championship. I just saw something on WrestleTix that like I don't even know like how to fucking process this in relation to SummerSlam. In the last, the tickets, the last 3-day update, like I just DM'd it to you.
Okay, let's see.
They have 22,000 tickets distributed on night 1, right? And apparently the update is minus 2,025. So like, I'm not saying these things are related, but they put the belt on CM Punk and 2,000 people returned their tickets. I don't know what the fuck. How does that happen?
Look, man, this kind of tickets. Buy one get one special on jokes on MJF and all that stuff. Maybe they asked for refunds. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. I think it'll get straightened out. That seems like a system error. I don't know. I'm gonna come back to this next week to try to figure out what the fuck happened. Is that fair? That's weird.
It's very weird. They got 22,000 and their stadium show is 4 weeks away. AEW has like 28,000. They have 7 weeks away. Like, all out or all in out draws like any of these nights of SummerSlam. I think conversation. Well, they might end up near like WrestleMania's numbers.
This year's WrestleMania.
Which were not amazing,
right?
But this has to be looked at as a disappointment for them. But this is a reflection of their creative and
When you make a how many weeks away is WrestleMania or SummerSlam again? How many weeks?
4 weeks away. August 1st.
4 weeks away, and you made a champion, a guy that hadn't been on TV since WrestleMania. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, dog.
Nowhere to be found.
The other title match is Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. So like, no, like these niggas are not the answer.
Right, you said that night 1 or night 2 the one that's having a weird refund number.
Night 1.
Okay, yeah, man. Like I don't know, man. That's odd. Odd.
But they did something a few weeks ago that we said a lot of people liked. Career, kind of making thing for Sami Zayn.
Yep.
They beat him in 9 days, and they do it in Chicago, and they do this convoluted angle where, it was going to be Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn. They have him get attacked by Walter and rule him out, so they're bait and switching you.
Yep.
And then it's everybody by that point knows CM Punk is going to come back. So CM Punk, the Chicago return merchant, does it again. Shows back up. Has a really good match from what I hear. Like I didn't watch the match.
I haven't seen it either. I need to, but then again, I also need to see also need to see his main event of WrestleMania this year. I still have that on the hard drive. I still haven't watched it.
I don't think I needed to see the match quality on this one because I don't think the match quality is necessarily the story here. There was a lot of people kind of upset about this happening to Sami Zayn, and I think the folks with CM Punk. His fans I think there was like, they were throwing it back at him like, yeah, you became everything that you hated and all this stuff. And I was like, yo, I don't know if y'all like actually were either too young, y'all weren't around. I'm like, no, man, this nigga CM Punk is exactly who he wanted to be. He wanted to be the nigga.
The pipe bomb was, this company sucks, and it will get and no matter what happens, I'm just a cog in the machine. Even though I'm trying to rage against it, but ultimately, at the end of the day, Vince McMahon sucks, and his doofus brother-in-law or son-in-law Triple H is a doofus, and they're gonna fuck with the company too. And maybe I need to go somewhere else. But I should be the person on the face of this place. I'm the best in the world, not you, John Cena. You are a corporate choice. Right?
Yeah.
Like what's said also in all that stuff that people agreed with was also, yes, and I should be the one that should be the face of this corrupt, fucked up place.
Yeah, I should be the part-timer. I should be the guy
because I don't
everyone's putting over.
Because at least I don't kiss ass.
Yeah. So like I thought that was a great Uno reverse card from the CM Punk fans that pointed this out.
You finally got it.
Yeah.
You finally got it. Like for me, I always got it. I didn't mind it because it's an inherently selfish business. Like, fuck. So, but yeah, like, people now been like, yeah, you didn't get this. Like, maybe people didn't, but they should have.
Yeah. So, like, CM Punk's old as dirt, but he's been, like, better as far as, like, he's in the best shape of his life, James.
Yeah, people did the whole thing. I remember I told you about. We talked about this maybe like a month or two ago. Like, people don't, when pictures come about CM Punk, is like, they took a picture when he was in the gym and he has this crazy pump going on, and then like he comes out of the ring and like he's like, how come his pump look the same? How come he don't look as buff? It's like, because he's not lifting like crazy resistance and heavy weight to drive that kind of like flush of blood into your muscles to look that much bigger. Like, it's just, yeah, he probably went out there to push-ups, did the resistance bands things that weigh like 15, 20, 30 pounds, and then came out there like most wrestlers do. Like, they're not going to look like how they look like after they've, lifted dumbbells over 50 pounds and
I thought he looked great.
I did too, but people were making a comparison to that gym pic they saw that people were freaking out about a few weeks ago.
Huh.
And I'm like, well, that's because the pumps are different. It's just different. Like, I'm gonna go down a weird like a nerd wormhole or whatever else. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, when you have blood in your flushing your muscles, it's just different because it pushes up against your regular like heart rate or whatever else. Like people, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. People in CrossFit, the reason why why people can lift, they can like push or do a maneuver with a weight or whatever, like you can do a deadlift or a clean or whatever else, and then like they get tired and they can't. It's not the weight, it's their heart rate. It's because the blood is out of your body and your heart has to push so much harder to push the blood is flushed into your muscles that is recruiting your muscles to twitch.
This sounds like an Ultimate Warrior promo.
It's whatever. It's just whatever. I'm saying like it's just a difference. Like, it affects your heart rate. So like your muscle, like your what do you call it? I forgot the word. Whatever. But like the main thing is like lifting heavy weights is gonna make you look buffer, jack, whatever else, look like look more ridiculous than even just coming out from warming up to go out there and wrestle. And that, even in that cosmetic business, that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I took a picture the other day and I was like kind of pleased with it. I was like, man, maybe that's a good lift. Well, some more. I was like, oh shit, chest bulging.
Like, bro, like when I was, because my back or whatever, like when I work out, like whenever it was like a lift day or upper body lift day, like I would look insane.
Yep. Like I'm wearing a 1X and it looks like I'm gonna break through it or whatever else. Like I'm the Incredible Hulk. Like it's not and then like if I were go running or whatever, I don't look like that. So yeah, and then like after 40 minutes, I go back to looking normal. I'm like, that's crazy. CM Punk drops the belt, gets the other belt in his first match back. Hilarious.
Gets the other match. And Rich, like,
how old is Punk now?
46, I want to say. Maybe he's older.
He's got to be older than Hogan was when he last won the belt. A lot of people call this a Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan. This man's still doing a Bret Hart tribute. Yes.
So you're talking about? Are you talking about like before he went to WCW Hogan, or are you talking about like when he came back from WCW?
WrestleMania 9. Or no, the age is when he came back. I'm talking about the situation that he did on Monday was like WrestleMania 9.
Right.
CM Punk is 47 years old.
Okay, 47. Okay. But I also got to remember, like, contemporarily speaking, like, he's not,
minus 10.
We're not 20 years ago when Vince was ready to get everybody out of here the second they turned 40. Now,
this is true.
Motherfuckers, now the age is really like, we'll get you out of here when you're 50, we assume.
Yeah.
Or unless you're the Undertaker.
A lot of people pointed out there has not been a WWE champion born in the 1990s.
Yes. And that is interesting because if you're born in 1990, you could be 36 years old.
Yeah.
You could be 36 years old.
That is a damning thing because I think I also saw something when Sami Zayn won the championship. He's the only person to ever win that belt that came through NXT that basically like started their career in, since then.
Wait,
and went to
Seth not
NXT.
count?
No, he was in FCW.
Oh, okay, got you. The distinction based from 2014.
Basically, the Performance Center.
From
I don't know if
2013.
that.
Did he move to NXT in 2012 or 13 or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Because wait, no, hold on, no. 2010, wasn't it? When did
NXT,
he do Nexus?
That was NXT. Okay.
Right.
That was still Florida Championship Wrestling happening.
Oh, okay.
NXT was a show at first. NXT as the Performance Center it stands is like 2012 and after that.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now, as far as like, I believe Owens was a Universal Champion, so I don't think that counts. I don't believe he was the WWE Champion.
And that was the top belt in the company at that time, so yeah.
Right. So however you want to take that.
Thing. It's just about naming.
Right. Now, I don't know, man. I don't really feel bad for Sami Zayn, like with allegedly what's going on as far as like this 50% thing, but that I have no way to verify it or whatever. But
wait, they say the pay cut was 50%?
That's what the rumors are.
Well, I'll say this.
Reckless rumors. Do not aggregate.
Right. Because once we don't know if he even took a pay cut for sure. It's just rumors going around. And then once that gets out, then people start getting crazy with it.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I never seen, I was shocked he ever won in the first place. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what people were necessarily expecting, but they're going into SummerSlam. And they're probably going to try to do Cody and CM Punk now. And, good on them, because if it was up to them, they would have they were saying they were going to wait to do this till fucking next WrestleMania. And it's like, why are we holding off on these matches and slowing everything down? Like that fucking generation of Braun and Braun Breaker a lot of people saying that guy is fucking done. Yeah. Like they should be getting it cooking for WWE at this point.
They should be winning Royal Rumbles, not CM Punk or Cody winning his third or CM Punk winning it. Nah. Or yeah.
Or Randy Orton ended up as a fucking title challenger at WrestleMania and shit. Bro, they are old, and when I say old, right, you have to put the age with the TV age here. Right. These guys have been
Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton have been in the national attention as long as LeBron James.
Right.
And this is a fake sport.
Right. And they just got rid of Cena, right? And it ain't bro, Cody Rhodes was out in 06 in WWE, 07 in WWE.
Yeah, so because Revolution, or sorry, not Evolution, but Legacy, that was at the earliest 08. I mean, at the latest 08.
Punk, same thing. And it's hey man, y'all might want to try to get fresher.
Look, McIntyre got fired, and he was around. Right. So.
Right, and it's all situational, but they got to do better with the balance of elevating guys and feeling like guys have something going forward with them. I saw they put the tag belts on Austin Theory and Braun Breaker, and then they put the girl Maxine with Austin Theory. Yeah,
an all-time nut shot to D'Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins something he'll never have kids. And I'm sorry for laughing, but if you watch the way they played it in slow-mo on the clips, he goes to he jumped off the mat and then he fell it's almost like the Michael Jackson toes shit. And then, except he falls and crumbles to his knees. Oh.
This nigga, Austin Theory, getting dangerously close to that Karrion Kross zone of they gave you the music, they gave you the entrance, they give you the girl now, they give you the belt, they give you the wins. What's it going to take for you to hit? And this is the last thing they do before they be all right, man, it ain't. And he's the one they're focusing on. Braun Breaker looks dead behind the eyes now. So
I don't know, man.
Yeah. But Punk versus Cody. What will their promos be about?
We'll see. I'm sure they'll get around to us.
Yeah.
They're bound to go viral for something.
Oh man. Yeah.
But I expect them to have a really good match. Either way,
they're
for WWE standard, I expect them to have one of the best matches of WWE's year.
I think Cody is like in an odd position because I don't think anybody really wants to see Cody around the belt anymore except our beloved Floyd Johnson. But man,
especially as Punk's champion at this point, yeah, good point.
Yeah, the Punk being the champ now actually kind of adds like a wrinkle to it.
I meant from Floyd's perspective because Floyd's off of him completely.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I have Cody go ahead and take this off you. It was like, okay, I see what's happening.
I wonder, like, if Punk, would consider turning heel.
I mean, here's the real thing: would either of them consider turning heel?
You're correct, actually. Yes. You consider it, but if Cody turns heel,
they're finna play a 4-week game of chicken.
Honestly, bro, they should be racing to turn heel with basically the idea of whoever is a heel can actually hold the belt for longer
and take it to WrestleMania potentially, and then help and then get defended in their cap for being the old guy that they put over the next guy.
Correct.
The guy that they're still the guy that they're still better than at this point. Like if it's Trick Williams or Overfemi or Braun Breaker, them two are still clearly superior wrestlers to those guys.
Have you thought about like the massive politicking that has gone on between Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk this year? Cody Rhodes dropped the belt in Saudi Arabia on a fucking roll up in a 3-way match.
Yep.
To Sami Zayn to avoid losing that shit directly to Punk.
Or
Punk
Gunther
comes out here and does a clean job and was like, I'm gonna get the belt out of this. And shows up, doesn't work with nobody else, gets it, and then Cody now gets to be in the match with Punk still. Roman's got his belt off in Roman land.
Rich, the Roman land thing is the funniest part because like 3 years ago, he has the belt that he was calling the loser bracket belt.
I know
the belt that he said that shit they made after I beat all these niggas, so they had to make a consolation prize, a participation trophy that you wear around your waist. That's y'all belt, and he ain't came and got his belt back. It's interesting, and like him and Seth fighting over Seth's the inaugural champion of the participation trophy belt. It's funny, man. It's funny. But we're not supposed to remember none of this.
Add all that in.
Yeah.
It's it's pretty interesting, man.
And then Rich, I don't know if you noticed, but Rock headed towards another box office flop apparently.
Oh Lord!
Like
and they going to Saudi Arabia next year.
That's where I'm getting at. It's a paid show. They gonna spare no price, whatever. They decided to do a Moana live action movie. It's like, okay, so the animated version, the original came out like maybe I don't even know if it came out exactly a decade ago, but it's around that time. It might have been 9 years, and you already go to a live action Floppington. And go ahead and get this whatever you can get paid in Saudi bucks, and you can do your Roman Reigns and Rock match or whatever else in Saudi Arabia for a bulk show. And you can say, go ahead.
Can we power rank the Rock potential matches?
All right, let's do it. What's on the board for you?
I think the 3 guys would be Cody, Punk, or Roman, right?
Anybody else you want to
add? Brock.
Oh God, yeah, because they've been teasing that Brock shit since like WrestleMania 30.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll put Brock in 4th because maybe Brock don't want to do all that.
Okay, so there's Brock. I mean, all right. Add Brock. Is there anybody else you want to add? You want to add Obafemi to this?
Nah.
Anybody else?
I don't think nobody else. Okay, Austin.
Hold on, because he's
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, there's Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is unfair because that would automatically win. But
yes,
but hold on, real quick. because one's already back and one's already on their way back, and like they claim, and people were fighting this thing at the time, and Rock was out here embarrassing and wiping his ass with them on national television on SmackDowns and Raws, and his limited appearances coming back. That, hey man, you ain't getting nobody over when you let Rock wipe his ass with these people, and they both been fired, and one's back, the one's finna come back. Baron Corbin, Rusev. Do we need to add either of them to this list? Are they gonna make it to the Rock short list for a long form storytelling of wiped their ass with them in 2016 or in 2019, and they finna get it back? No. No,
I don't think they're gonna make it.
Oh, I thought so too. We thought that back when it happened, thought that shit was dumb. People were trying to tell us that shit was gonna work. All right. Both been fired. Anyway.
Take another L.
Yeah. So if there's nobody else to add, it's those 4 people, right?
Yeah.
Oh, five. All right.
So we got Austin and Brock on one side.
Austin's number 1 by a million fucking miles.
Yep.
So number 2, right? Is this for
Cody?
Is it for me personally, or is it for if I'm the booking committee for WWE?
I would say the booking committee for WWE.
Okay, if that's the case, Roman is number 2 for me.
Roman.
Number 3, it should be Cody.
You would think so.
Because of what happened at WrestleMania 40.
Right.
And 41.
Punk and Rock
Rich,
on the mic.
Don't forget about 41 when he caressed that man's face and said,
yes.
I want your soul.
Your soul.
I want your soul. He did everything but pour baby oil on that man.
Yes. That was an invite, to the Illuminati meetings. All that shit. But Punk and Rock
trying to invite that man to Epstein Island. All right, go ahead.
But Punk and Rock on the mic, we got Punk taking some shots at the Rock, over the last couple of WrestleManias.
That's the
promos
one.
And stuff.
I mean, he threw shots at Rock during the pipe bomb, right?
Yeah. Look, it's always been an easy one for CM Punk to get riled up about.
Shooting fish in a barrel. Yeah, look, man, there's the one for me that I would like to see the most after Austin would be Punk, because of exactly that reason. Because regardless of whatever parameters and situations that Rock and Gerwitz and Tony and Nick Khan and Triple H tell CM Punk is creative enough to still dodge them landmines
and find another one that they didn't talk about.
Right. You said I couldn't talk about X, Y, and Z. You ain't say nothing about M. You ain't say nothing about M. Oh, M's going okay. P.
Yep. Ask for forgiveness later.
Once you go through all these letters, I'm gonna start using numbers on your dumbass. I'm gonna start using the @ symbol and the pound symbol and exclamation points and squiggly lines and M dashes. That man is finna be nasty. So yeah, he gonna get his regardless of whatever happens with CM Punk. Especially because they had that Royal Rumble match and Punk really felt that was the year for him to main event WrestleMania. He never thought he was gonna get the opportunity. It took him. It took him 12 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, selfishly, that's the one I want to see the most, because how nasty, how blood raw can we get with this? But
we need the Rock to fucking come to play. Like
I think once CM Punk started tuning his ass up, he gonna show up and be like, "This week is my week."
Yo,
he liable to whoop him with the belt. He liable to whoop Punk with the belt like he whooped Cody.
Bro, Rock will just go on IG Live and just start talking about that nigga, bro.
Yes. Remember how Rock was out doing Seth Rollins on IG? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look, niggas want to came for Seth Rollins and all that crazy dress shit. Like, once Rock came out there and was burying that man, it was over for him, bro. You see, he toned that shit down, right?
Yeah, like that man wear all black now.
Yeah. So yeah, man. The final boss. I need someone to call for the final boss, because that shit was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
sometimes wrestling ain't about the wrestling. And Rock out here in 2024, we ain't gonna fuck about none of that wrestling. It's about talking this shit. He was awesome.
Oh man,
I bought a Rock shirt. Remember that, Rich?
I do.
I still wear it to work out. Oh, Rock in 2024 was awesome, bro. The way he was out here kicking Cody ass every weekend. This shit was great. That man had a weight belt and it had embroidered on it. Mama Rose, I'm gonna whoop you. I'm gonna cover your blood in this belt and give it to your mom. And he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I want to see the Punk thing, but I will put that behind the Cody and the Roman stuff and the Austin stuff, obviously. So then I think everybody's last place will be Brock, right?
Gotta be, because
it's easily gonna be the worst match.
Yeah, and there's nothing there.
I don't think their characters align with each other that much. Rock ain't that kind of. Rock is a full-on carny jokester wrestler, like selling ass. Or not selling ass. I said selling ass. Showing ass is what I meant to say.
Selling
ass. Yeah, not prostitution. But and then you get with Rock, you get the surrealism of he's a monster that's a MMA fighter, but a lot of his monster matches. It's not a good. I don't think it's a good mix for them to build a match. And what would that match be once you get to it? Because Rock ain't taking all them fucking German suplexes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I put that dead last. And Brock shouldn't be in his company. So there's always that.
Oh, yeah.
I like to say that every time we have to bring up Brock Lesnar. He shouldn't be in his company. For who, for what?
Yeah. So, anything else on Dynamite that was pretty notable? Maybe we talk about Willow Nightingale's return.
Willow Nightingale returned at last entrant in the number one contender Gauntlet Battle Royal, and she got the win. And you and Dan and Jeremy were there in person, so you didn't hear on commentary when Tekla was drinking. She had like a one of them fruity drinks, like she was at a resort. Man. And she was saying off the chain stuff. She mentioned that she wanted to motorboat Mina, and I was like,
Tekla don't know the rules, James. The Central Florida rules. That's the only thing I can think of. If she's drinking out there, look, if that shit got a 9,
she got cooked,
bro. If that shit got a 9 to start the degrees, bro, you don't drink out there, bro. It's water only at that point.
Rich, look, I was here at home in the AC, and I was drinking. And guess what I wouldn't have done if I was out there? I wouldn't have drank.
I didn't drink. Straight water.
Yeah. Got to. You could do it. Your ass finna stick to the grass on the ground like you melted.
Yeah. So Tekla might have got a little taste, of that sunshine out there.
But yeah, she was off the chain with it. On the commentary, a lot of people, you looking through her the Twitter about it, they loved that she was so.
I got a message from Finisho about it, saying I need to go rewatch it.
Yeah, like people don't know her like we know her, so they don't like they haven't seen her. They haven't seen as how much of her personality as we've seen it. Like they've seen it in the promos and the way she carried herself as a wrestler, but they don't know that like she's also just charismatic as hell, and she's really good at it constantly, and she's really good at like saying things that will pop you. She gets this medium very well. So
gets some people going,
right? So she said that, and then like at the end of it, or when Willow came out, along with saying the thing about Mina, she also said Willow like, I wonder if she was even hurt, and I was like. Look, double entendre, some lines can be more than you think, right? Like,
I didn't love that when I heard about it.
Like, that was the first thing I thought. It was like, people, look, if Willow come out here and take the belt off of her right before Wembley, they gonna flash back to that like she was dropping breadcrumbs, and maybe she was, maybe she wasn't, but
yeah,
she vacated the title like 2 weeks ago. Or whatever else, and she's already back, and she's about to challenge for a different title. Like
5 weeks actually,
or 5 weeks. Okay,
and
5 weeks. Fair enough. That's fair. It's way more. You're right because of the tournament. That's fair because the tournament was multiple weeks. I think this is something that she was done no favors by the booker because you didn't have to make her vacate the title. You could have had her hold the title if you had any idea she was going to be close to be back this fast. And also, Rich, I think you told me that like she was on the way back for multiple weeks. She was being held off coming back. So how many weeks was she really, not fit to perform? 2, 3?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like as far as like when she was good to go or not,
right.
But she showed up and obviously it looks like she's been able to work out and all that. So like she's like good to go. It looked like, and I think this is just one of those fortuitous situations to where it's like, okay, she had an injury, she was able to get back, and they had to shuffle some things up. And I think that Tekla line is potentially nasty.
That's what I'm saying. It's fortuitous when you like someone. When it's not, it's this person is
like I think everything's on the up and up here. Is what I'm saying.
Say again.
I think everything's on the up and up here. Is what I'm saying.
Look, I have no reason not to think that, but I'm saying is if you have taken a liking to Tekla and you think she's done a great job that she so far in and also it seems like her road ends here before she can get to the big match with the big wrestler to legitimize her at the top. Even if it's a transition of the title reign, it's like, oh, this person was in the way of that. I don't like this person. That's how this shit breeds itself.
Yep.
Somebody's in the way, and how convenient that was, and they start talking about this person is a manipulator or whatever else.
Yeah.
So
hopefully nothing
they didn't do her no favors.
That. Yeah. Look,
these are internet problems. Ultimately, these are internet problems, but they didn't do her no favors.
Yeah. So we've got Willow versus Tekla. Mercedes apparently has some new homies with Divine Dominion apparently, and that fucking Mercedes theme, that shit quakes. I heard it in person for the first time, and it was like, woo.
Okay, was there ever an episode of Raw where Shawn Michaels was controlling the Kane and Undertaker? I don't think there was ever a time where they were all together, but seeing Mercedes with them two tall ass white women.
Yeah. Kind of does something for me. I like the visual.
It's just like, oh, this is why do I feel like I've seen something like before, but I just can't put my finger on it, and I'm starting thinking of there's had to be some type of thing like this before that is just like a call, not necessarily a direct callback to, but something I'm familiar with because it feels familiar. But so it was funny to me. But yeah, man, we'll see where this all goes. I like to see Megan get more looks because she's really fucking good. And I think if they can show her and showcase her more in extended matches or whatever else,
hey, and it gives them
talent she is opposed to trying to figure out how to deal with this very stoic character.
It also gives them kind of a role in whatever the Wembley storyline is, and I think that's ideally where you want to end up. Have at least Megan end up, in the short term, if this is a situation where either a Willow's champion after Wembley or a Mercedes is champion after Wembley, I don't think there's a better person for either of them to end up against in the long term than Megan Bayne.
Right. Who was it that had the match? Who was it that Megan had the title shot with last year? Was it Statlander?
Tony.
It was Tony. That's right. But either way, Statlander and Willow have sold for this woman like gangbusters. They put her over in this company. She came in and the big horses, baby faces, and even Jamie too, to a lesser extent, because Jamie was, the injury or whatever, but those three were key in helping her get over. Besides, obviously, the Tony Storm match that, took it over the top, but it's they were selling for this woman when they, on the men's side, they be acting like they don't need to do this for other monsters of their division. So Willow versus, not Mercedes, Megan. If that were to happen, or even if it was Mercedes, put her in another and give her another title challenge. She's good for it. You know she is at this point.
Man, Jericho does it again.
Yep.
Never count him out. hot ass Florida sun, the hottest part of the card. He's out there starting that shit. And they flinging sand around. This nigga's blading. He's taking the fucking angel wings on the steps.
Did you see Ciampa get fucked up by like the leg of one of those like plastic chairs, like just being just nastily embracing his skin, like by like basically like a part of his ass that was uncovered from the like a part of his hip, basically. Like it was bad. It looked like a terrible looking like bruise. And then, they land, and also involved in that, it was landing on the sand. Like it looked rough. Like that match, like started out the way it did. It was like it carried the momentum throughout.
Yeah,
very good match.
Ciampa, all-time death match guy. I think Jericho, kind of like you give him weapons at this point, and it's like okay,
Haymaker.
Yeah, he loves a brawl.
Right.
So, I think Ciampa going up, obviously the right decision here, and
he can get it back eventually.
He could get it back. He could just run off with it too and use it to elevate. Yep. But Jericho, like I don't know, man. All he's seeming to do is just like let people pin him, James.
Yep. Yeah. Being paid the big bucks, low stake matches. Go out there, just have fun. Still be consistent.
I'm looking for the downside to. I'm looking for the downside to this.
I don't know, man. If people think you are a politicker, they don't, as opposed to, hey man, like actually, like I'm a really big star in this company at the start of it, and like I'm a foundational member of this thing, and like it behooves me to protect myself when the time comes. Like people gotta at some point in all this. The time will come for you to where like that's no longer the case, and will you actually live the shit that you were saying? And he's living it. He has lived it. He has downcycled for years now.
Yep.
He's working Hook last year. Was that last year? Or was that 2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago.
Right. He's been downcycled for a long time. Do you think he's gonna get a match with Will Ospreay for the title? Do you think he's gonna wrestle Omega in Redemption main event?
All Canadians get it back, right?
Winnipeg Jets.
Yep.
No, you don't think it's gonna happen? Oh, okay. He's downcycled, guys. Relax. It's over.
Yeah.
Not over, but my point is like, whatever y'all thing was, maybe it was really a thing back then. It's over now.
Yep.
We have new information now. We're getting more information as this goes. And more and more of these shows, we're kind of past this now.
Takeshita and Fletcher had that match, and they got the international off of Takeshita rather quickly.
So you can take his ass to the G1.
Yep. Going to the G1, and I was like,
is he gonna win?
Let's go back to back, baby. Why not? Run it back with Suji. And spread the gas, and I'm coming for you.
That's in Chicago, right? The Suji match?
Yep, got him night one. And look, we know what night one is.
Upset night.
The
night where Naito loses, and everyone's like, "How's he going to make up being so far behind in the race?" That's the story.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I think it frees him up. He's still got his TV belt over in New Japan, but who else? Fletcher gets this belt. I thought the match was good. I thought they could have even had a better match.
Oh yeah, but they weren't trying to have the best match here.
Yeah,
but I still probably get this. I might flirt with 4.5 for this. This was great.
Yeah. I think Fletcher having his belt now, it's funny how the international belt has seemed to live in the Don Callis orbit. Yeah. It's almost like that's the Don Callis family designated championship.
Yeah.
Between Okada and, drop it to, or Takeshita had it before.
International Callis Continental Moxley.
Right.
I get you. Yeah.
Right. And then World, they flip that back and forth.
Yeah. That is what do you call it?
They rotate these belts.
That one's not brand exclusive.
Right.
Like you see people talking about like they should go to a brand split between for AEW. I'm like they kind of they already. I don't know if y'all watch, but like they have a bit of a brand split for like their collisioners.
Like there's that, and then there's like niggas that hold the Don Callis family holds this belt,
right?
And Moxley has this belt, and then there's the world belt.
So when are we gonna get the custom Don Callis painting like center plate for the international? When are we gonna get like the Death Riders Eagle logo for the center plate for the Continental? They may as well have like the Smoking Skull belt and the Brumble Bull belt. They may as well.
They might as well.
Someone will buy those. People were buying Fiend belts for like $7,000. Remember that, Rich?
I remember. But yeah, so Fletcher, I wonder what he's going to do with it.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, because they asked some questions like, all right, could he face Andrade? Could he face Kevin Knight? Because they teased the decision or them having a problem, and you know, the Callis family lives off of having
problems.
Callis family matches, right? So you got that. Like,
I think Andrade might be.
Could he? Yeah, like there's options, but we'll see because it's like I think like they're gonna get to Kevin Knight and Fletcher eventually, but they got to get through Kevin Knight and Darby first.
Yep,
because they're still going heavy with that for Darby, and they should. But as far as like, you know, Andrade MJF is a thing. Like there's a bunch of stuff that can happen between, you know, the next pay-per-view and, you know, All In. Like there's a bunch of stuff on the table and around all the Don Callis stuff and Moxley stuff, and there's a lot of stuff. We got to figure it out though, or we got to see how they lay this out. But I'm interested because they have a lot of flames in the fire of interesting choices between now and in August.
Yeah.
Anybody in particular you want to see Fletcher face?
I think it would be Andrade.
Like for next in general.
I think it might be Andrade.
Okay. I mean,
I think he's got some steam. You know, you could easily do that.
Because look, Fletcher ain't got to have that belt long.
At all.
Because it would actually behoove him to not have the belt long. Because look, man, if Ospreay's would be champion, or if Kenny Omega, needs a little quickie defense,
you want to be unbelted in those situations.
Yeah. Because people don't want to do the two belts thing or whatever else. It complicates stuff. Yeah. People start acting like they don't know how to handle one champion want to challenge for the top championship. They act like there's no belt hierarchy, even though they understand how main events work.
Right. So
why Ultimate Warrior had to go out there and bully Hogan into face him in Toronto? I don't get that, man. Like, y'all hear yourselves? That's what y'all sound like.
So 30 years ago this week, James, it was the formation of the NWO. Oh. Man, I feel like I'm almost anniversaried out. So many great things happened in 1996. It's just like every fucking week or so, it's like something cool happened 30 years ago. Yeah. It was written Reasonable Doubt, All Eyes on Me, fucking WrestleMania 12, like this. And I'm like, okay, man, at some point we got to cut this off. And I think this is my breaking point. It was cool the NWO formed 30 years ago today, or this week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have too much more on it personally. I loved the group when I was a kid. I thought it was dope. And then they fucked it up. Y'all know the NWO story.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of stuff. Like, I think Bomani talked about it on one of the shows like the last couple weeks.
He did.
Okay, yeah. I haven't listened to it because, like, he likes wrestling, but obviously me and you are more into wrestling than he does. So even if he does, like, whatever he does is probably good, but we know more than he does.
There's opportunities.
Yeah.
The guy he had in there with him was pretty good, though.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But I guess that should bring us to the actual last topic. I didn't really have much for the NWO thing, but the Lakers and LeBron have gone their separate ways, and man, the day that I have been waiting for so long has finally come along, and I was jumping for joy and happy and
all right,
free.
Rich. So I'm gonna lay out and let you get all your shit off so we can have a real conversation once you're done. Go ahead.
Man, it feels so good to be free of Clutch Sports, LeBron James, Rich Paul, his podcast, the media minions of Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, and several other corny sounding motherfuckers. I'm glad that we don't have to pay $50 million to be completely mid to one guy and then have everybody batshit confused on how we could improve the team. I'm like, well, how about getting that $50 million off the books? Now, whether you like the Lakers moves or didn't, right? I think there's you can go either way. You can talk yourself into them, you can talk yourself out of them. Right? But, you know, after 8 years, it always felt transactional. It obviously the guy was never a real like true Laker or anything. So there's always going to be, you know, mixed feelings about him. Obviously in the wake of him coming after Kobe Bryant. I think after a while, I think what I respected the most about LeBron on the Lakers was like when I felt like he was actually healthy to play, it felt like he gave his best. Like it wasn't a situation where he was loafing or anything like that, or just being somebody that I felt like wasn't a real pro, like, you know, showing up every day and whatever. He was, you know, helped out of Austin Reeves, you know, Rui Hachimura, like some of the young guys, like kind of grew up, you know, with him. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a positive for him. But you know, it's always just going to be weird. Like, and you could see how they let the breakup kind of happen, where they were like, we're not paying you at the end of your career to do this anymore. And if you want to continue, you go figure it out. And I think a lot of people were stunned that the Lakers wouldn't just try to, you know, pay him at any cost to secure his retirement tour, because like, honestly, I don't think it really matters that much to the Laker organization. I don't think it really would matter too much to the Laker fans either. And I think a lot of people are getting kind of maybe even, you know, Clutch Sports included, kind of like a reality check of like, oh yeah, you played here, you got paid here, you won a title here that nobody is all that joyous about, and it never happened again after a certain point. And he was there for 8 years, and I think they were breaking up half the time. So for me, it was long overdue. And everything that happened last summer with the option, you know, getting picked up by LeBron, that was pretty much the sayonara then. It's interesting how it's played out with, you know, the Rich Paul and Clutch angle. I'll let them have it just as the Laker organization did. Like, hey, man, you tell everybody why you're not playing. We'll just sit in silence and do our thing. But, you know, he came to the Lakers when he didn't have to. I'll say that. And I think he played hard, had a great NBA Finals, and, you know, great performance in the bubble. And under a strenuous time for the organization, and the night Kobe Bryant died, they honored him at the game. I don't think I'll ever forget that. But there's a natural rivalry there, and there always will be. And, you know, I don't think it's wrong for people to feel that either. And, you know, it's in so many ways, like, asking him to be Kobe would never be fair. And I almost was offended that people tried to like insinuate that we should treat him as such. And it's like, no, like he's the player that's here. And, you know, he was LeBron before becoming a Laker, and the Lakers, I don't think really, maybe it enhanced his legacy a little bit, but he was already LeBron whether he put a Laker jersey on or not. So you're going to hear a lot of stuff over the upcoming months and years, and there's already been books released on this stuff during LeBron's time in the Lakers, and it'll be fascinating to really get more people on the record to like really reflect on like what went wrong, how much the league changing had to do with it, because there was top 5 players for teammates for LeBron essentially the whole time he was here. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I'm not broke up over it. I hope LeBron has a great rest of his career. They drafted his son to the franchise. I think they did a lot for the guy. And I think that it's been something, I think, the Lakers fans that were kind of disengaged that are, I feel like there's like a spark that's come up again. And I'm excited going forward.
You have reason for excitement. You got Luka Doncic, and you can now fully commit to the Luka Doncic era as opposed to doing this 2 timeline shit. Like,
yep.
That's the thing for me. I mean, we talked about this throughout every time we talked about the LeBron, like post 2000, basically post the Westbrook trade when shit wasn't going perfect for both sides. Whereas, like,
yep.
Okay, they now finally have some reason to be upset with each other. Like, they trusted him to make this happen. Word is, apparently he originally wanted DeMar DeRozan. Maybe that would have went a little bit better, but I don't think they would have won a title, especially like what happened to his, that was after the ankle injury, whatever else, but whatever. Like, main thing is the main thing. When he got there, the company, I'll say promotion.
The promotion. Yeah.
The franchise was in the worst shape I had seen in my entire lifetime. And then he shows up and they had a core that was entertaining, but ultimately, like, it was still a flawed roster that if they had stayed together was not going to win them a title. And it's the Lakers. So if the standard is the standard has always been for the Lakers, then okay, then you do the trade for Anthony Davis. And then now that we are past that run, we're past 2021, and you had one bad trade, and the league has changed, there's a new CBA in place, and you were able to fleece the Mavericks for Luka Doncic. It's time to move over to the Luka era. And
yep.
Regardless of whether or not I think the Lakers are worse than this year's team or this past season team just happened, it's not really relevant. Like, at some point you got to move forward. And the thing about this was, like, this was a successful marriage for both sides. And ultimately, I think over time, once we get past this, once we're done past LeBron's playing days, the way it actually ended amicably, like, you can look back at, like, we'll be able to look back at, like, you know what? For a Lakers divorce, this is probably the best one they've ever had. This one way better than the Shaq one.
Yeah, Shaq was like yelling at the owners to pay him in preseason games while 360 pounds and fat,
right,
and not in shape for the season. And then he is traded hastily after the NBA Finals loss and not offered an extension at that time.
With Kobe saying, "I will go to the Clippers if you bring this nigga back," as the leverage to get him out of it. That's the thing. Like, I think this is because it's the Lakers. Like, I always talk to you about this when it comes to all the news and noise around the Lakers, it's the LeBron factor and it's the Lakers factor. And even when LeBron was a Cleveland Cavalier, there was always a LeBron noise factor of he's that big of a superstar and he's what he means to the game. And then even when the Lakers were in this era or were with Kobe throughout my whole entire life, it was some as the Lakers terms. So once you get as Lakers terms linking up with as LeBron terms, people were waiting for this big, nasty divorce that was inevitable because LeBron signed, he was 34, 35 with 34. The Lakers. Yeah, 34. So, like, that was inevitable that it was going to either end in retirement or it was going to end, but, like, this is literally, like, about as amicable as you could have a divorce of someone that means that much to the sport, leaving the top sport or the top franchise in the sport. And I think over time, as we get years past this, I think, they'll do their jersey retirement. There'll be talks about whether or not they should build a statue. I don't think they should build a statue, but I don't care one way or the other. But and I said this to you off air. Like, he tried to do. He was trying to get two numbers retired off. That's not happening. You getting the one that you won the title, and that's it. So
yeah, I'd be like,
and that's
I would even support them retiring his jersey, but I would not support the statue.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. He's done enough to get a statue. They have fucking older people out there. I don't care. Well, I say I don't care one way or the other. My main thing is, people, because of, people want something to leak that there's some huge thing. And like, that story about LeBron, about Jenny Buss that came out in the middle of the year last year, that got attached to the actual drama, which was the family dynamic with the Buss kids. That was the real drama. And that really, and like I said, they ain't got much. Go ahead.
You know what I think some of this is too? Like, I think people wanted LeBron to get like this mega contract at the end of his career. And it's interesting that LeBron obviously he says there's reports that he'll play for the minimum elsewhere, but he wouldn't obviously do it in LA because like they sold the franchise for $10 billion in the time, Well, so
I talked to you about this the other day off air. It's like, there is no scenario in any sport where any athlete has ever had options and then said, I will stay with the team that lowballed me when it wasn't their choice.
Yeah.
They always leave, and they will take the same exact terms just somewhere else because they feel slighted, and that's fine. That's fine. They want it, like, so I honestly think like we'll look back at this and be like, you know what? When we really think about it, there wasn't really much drama. He showed up to work. He got 1-on-1 deals. He got a no trade deal, which is like, yeah, they gave it to him because Rob Pelinka can't fucking negotiate. so we'll move. So
Daddy Rob.
Right. So like we'll move on from that and we'll see where he ends up. And like, honestly, this didn't happen. I feel better that the Lakers have Luka, but like, honestly, the way it was headed, it was like, I wish LeBron had left for Cleveland before Harden got there, and then you have the whole couple years he retired. But I think the main thing ultimately that gets lost in all this stuff was like, nobody expected LeBron to be this fucking good still.
There's that.
Like, we thought he was going to break the all-time. Go ahead. Sorry.
He wanted that $50 million last year, or else he could have opted out and left last year, right?
Yeah, but that's at the time when Garland had, they were maxed out with money to Cavs. They were up against the Clippers, so he couldn't go there and get paid. Yeah, so his best option was to go back and get 50 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's another part about this is like what's baiting his free agency is not free agency anymore. It's trade. It's trade agency. So, and when you have an expired contract, then you finna be fed to the rest of the league that everybody overpays people to get on sad ass teams to get to their luxury or their salary cap floor, and there's no cap space for nobody. So, I think the thing that like I said, gets lost in it's like LeBron was supposed to still be this good at this age. He should have been at a point where like, yeah, man, I can't do this no more. It hurts too much to do this, and I'm retiring 2024 or something like that, right? And then that's the end of the run or whatever else. We move on, but he's still a top fucking 20 player. So he gonna keep running until the wheels fall off, and he finally runs the risk of having a nasty jersey. We'll see where he ends up.
Yeah.
He finally runs the risk after 23 years? After 23 years of having a nasty jersey.
I think he's going to Cleveland. I think that's my pick.
Yeah. Look, I think that too, but look, they've changed them jerseys because they always change them jerseys, so that can still be a nasty jersey. It's same number, but a different design, so that can be a nasty jersey unless they just run them throwbacks that they've been running, the LeBron throwbacks, those navy blue ones the whole time.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we gonna catch him in a nasty jersey potentially.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad I don't have to worry about a word that Rich Paul ever has to say again.
I'm definitely I'm with you on that.
They have like CAA has immediately began working with the Lakers. I don't know if you peeped this. Like all the clutch guys are filing out, and this shit is like turned to CAA land. Yeah. And I think the Bronny part is interesting too because the Lakers guarantee that deal, and then like presumably they're gonna. I don't know if they want to stay together or whatever, but like wherever LeBron is, like you could probably count on like Bronny getting traded there. It's like, all right, you're the Lakers. Do you like ask for something ridiculous? Like you should ask for something ridiculous, right?
I mean, you can ask for whatever you want. Don't mean you're gonna get it, so why not?
Right. That's what I mean. Like,
Rob Palenka at one point just asked Nico Harrison, "Hey, can I get Luka Doncic?" And that crazy motherfucker said yes. So why not? Ask for the stars, and maybe you get the moon.
Well, hey man, how about a first rounder? You know, and then you just like look away real quick, and then and see if they'll do it.
Right, like he just got fired, but people always talk about Daryl Morey would hit up GMs and ask for the stupidest fucking trades. And look, somehow Danny Ainge did too, and Danny Ainge just said, "Hey, I can get Walker Kessler out of here," and we didn't want to pay him because we got Laurie Markin in Triple J, and we can get 4 first-round picks or 3 first-rounders in a swap. So whatever, man. Ask for whatever dumb thing you just might get it.
Yeah.
Like the Sixers just got Jaylen Brown for like the second worst contract in the league and 2 first-rounders. That's all it took.
That Jaylen Brown stuff is fascinating. And it's like, man. It's going to be appointment television in Boston and Philadelphia again. When Jaylen Brown goes back to Boston, and it's him and Tatum going at it. Oh, my God. Sign me up.
So, Rich, the big thing in basketball is don't trade them in your conference. And then in football is don't trade them in your division.
These niggas did both.
No. Yes, they trade them in the division where it's like, it don't matter because you still, whether you're in the same division or same conference, you got to play 4 times. But still, it's like, that's nuts. And then now that we have the Emirates Cup, you can potentially play somebody in the regular season 5 times. That's how the Spurs ended up facing the Thunder 5 times instead of 4. Yeah. So they might play each other 5 times. That's nuts. But yeah, man. Oh, Rich. Since we're talking about the end of the LeBron James Los Angeles Lakers tenure, do we need to talk about how they apparently the NBA is not through with the Kawhi Leonard Los Angeles Clippers era?
Oh my God! They was like, "You think you're running off in Canada, nigga?"
They said, "Sure, Raptors, you can continue this trade. It's gonna be on hold until we finish the investigation, but we can end it right now if you just agree to incur any penalty that Kawhi Leonard was gonna get for this investigation as a Clipper when he's a Raptor." So everything's
I didn't know that part.
Yes, the rule is they're holding up. They're putting the trade on pause, basically. Everything's agreed to. They just the league has to approve it, but it's just dependent on whatever the punishment that Kawhi is going to get. And if he gets a punishment, then they can't go through the trade first, or the Raptors just say we'll take that penalty. And now on the Raptors, I ain't taking that penalty. I gave up too much draft capital for him to fuck around and be suspended for 2026. Right. So that man's still a Clipper, basically, right? He's legally right now still a Clipper.
Sheesh.
And this is the reason why I said, or this is one of the reasons why I say this. Like, people want this Lakers LeBron divorce because it's LeBron is Lakers to be nastier than it actually was throughout the whole time when it wasn't going great. And I gotta say, it could be a whole lot fucking worse.
Them niggas did that shit over there in silence, relatively speaking.
And by silence, you mean no finals. No, 1 conference finals, a whole missing the playoffs and injuries, a whole lot of shit. Games. Yeah, the dynasty starting after them, and Shea ended up over there at OKC with them draft picks. Yeah.
Sending niggas out, one by one.
Yes.
To never return.
Sending the greatest Clipper of all time home. An embarrassment, and where the whole entire league was like, everybody that follows the league was like, it's y'all fault. Y'all fucked this up. Well, a guy we know is a known asshole.
Yeah. Unreal. Clip's gonna clip.
Yep.
Them niggas sorry. They always they got a sorry spirit about them. It goes back to Donald Sterling. Y'all ain't never shaking that shit. He sold the team. This nigga Steve Ballmer, I don't want to say he's worse, but he don't seem no more competent, really.
We said about Trick Daddy Rob, Trick Daddy Steve.
Trick Daddy Steve.
He was paying them millions upon millions of dollars to failure.
Yes.
No problems.
Like them niggas was out there, and not only was he paying for niggas, he was like nigga. It was niggas that was knowing they ain't have no big contracts nowhere else in the league, and they trying to do a final cash out. Well, we could do it with Trick Daddy Steve.
Bro, think how old that team was. Think how old that team was beginning of the year. Like it was Kawhi, it was Bradley Beal, it was Chris Paul, it was Brooke Lopez, it was Nick Batum.
Yep.
All the niggas was over 30. All the niggas was like 35.
Over 35. Yeah.
Shit was nuts. There's like two other old niggas we forget. Like the only young person on the team was like Chris Dunn.
Right.
And Zubac. And they traded Zubac. Amazing. So yeah. And he's back, baby. He's back. Remember that New Balance commercial? This is his city.
Yes.
Oh, okay. If you want to actually care about those things,
like nigga, you are from Riverside, nigga. Like you know how far Riverside is from L.A.
In that Orange County?
No, that's San Bernardino County.
Oh shit! Never mind.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Whatever is Orange, it's the county east of Orange County.
Jesus.
I believe. Hold on, let me just double check. I don't want to fuck that up.
Okay.
Riverside, California. Oh, excuse me. It's Riverside County itself.
Okay.
Yeah. San Bernardino is north, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Free of LeBron James, free of Clutch Sports. This is new days. We onwards and upwards with the white Lakers.
That is insane. And we gonna end it on that one. That's in the show, y'all. Thanks for listening. Be sure to go to the show notes and go to the Red Circle link, donate there, and be sure to listen to other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keepin' It Strong Style, All Things Elite, AEW Match Guide, Imp's Adventures, Wrestling Art with Chris Things, the Church of Sarah Wrestling Podcast, and Tomo Talk and Joshi'ing Around. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Bye.